going on, guys? You're in with Hardy Tech, and welcome back to Quick Attack for our second episode. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Psychic-type Pokemon, Wobbuffet. You know, I gotta be honest with you guys, I didn't really like Wobbuffet for the longest time, and I never really thought about it much, to be honest. Like, it was there, it was that Pokemon that just kind of took hits and did counter and mirror coat, and if you ran into it while you're doing a Nuzlocke, well, might as well get ready to say goodbye to one of your Pokemon. But after doing some research and asking myself some questions, I actually started to wonder some stuff, and it turns out this Pokemon is actually pretty interesting. For example, why exactly doesn't Wobbuffet attack anybody? Like, why isn't only attack if it's attacked first? What's going on there? Well, I happen to have a theory. A Pokemon. I was told we can't do that, so we're just gonna call this Pokemon lore questioning, I guess. So we all know Wobbuffet as that giant blue sort of dildo-like shaped object, right? Well, there's one feature about Wobbuffet that I personally overlooked for a long time and I never really thought of before. Its tail. Have you noticed that its tail actually has a face? It actually kind of reminds me of Giraffreg's tail. It seems like such a small little thing, like it might just be painted on there, but it's actually, the more you look into Wobbuffet's lore, really interesting. For example, Wobbuffet goes to extreme measures to protect its tail, even hiding in dark places and caves all day. If you notice, most of the time in Pokemon games, the only time you can ever encounter Wobbuffet is in caves. That's because it likes to stay in these dark places. And the only time Wobbuffet ever really becomes aggressive is when its tail is attacked. Then it'll start using Destiny Bond to try to take down its foe with it as a form of revenge. But why? Why is Wobbuffet so protective of the tail to the point of actually becoming aggressive when it's attacked, when Wobbuffet normally has no problem just taking a bunch of hits and then just blowing him back at the opponent, not really being bothered by it? Well, I think the creature that we know is Wobbuffet, this giant blue thing here, isn't actually Wobbuffet. I believe the little black tail is actually the Pokemon known as Wobbuffet, and the blue shell, if you want to consider that, the blue vessel is what it uses to move around and to defend itself. Because notice, Wobbuffet does not an aggressive Pokemon, it just takes hits. That's the body protecting the true form of Wobbuffet being the black tail, and the only time it ever does get aggressive is when the black tail is attacked. So is it possible that Wobbuffet, if it is in fact just a black tail, has overtaken this blue form and is starting to control it, similar to the fungus on Paris and Parasect, or the... Is it confirmed to be a Shelter on Slowbro? Because I don't know, that's always bothered me, because that looks nothing like a Shelter at all. It always confused me. But I think it's very possible that Wobbuffet, the tail, is actually just using this form to protect itself. I mean, it all adds up in my opinion. You know, it always hides in the dark to try to protect the tail. The body is designed to take hits to defend the tail, like a tank or suit of armor almost, and the only time it ever does get aggressive is when the tail is in physical harm. But that is just a little mini theory I had about Wobbuffet, and I'd love to know what you guys think about this. Did you know about this weird lore about Wobbuffet that you could find in his Pokedex and other mysterious entries about it? Or do you think it's complete bogus and I'm thinking too much into this? But there's definitely something going on with this tail, why it's wanting to defend it so much, and we don't really know for sure what it is. At least I don't think we know for sure, so who knows? But I'd love to hear your guys' opinion on this, or any other theories you may want me to talk about in the future, or lore of Pokemon, because I'm actually enjoying this, like looking into a Pokemon, studying their lore for a second, just kind of giving my opinions or theories or whatever on it. I think it's kind of fun. We might do some more of these in the future, but that's gonna do it for us today. So this has been a Quick Attack. I'm Hardy, and now we are going. I'm so bad at outros.